effective job of actually getting the early entries. Most of the time with the Krieg. Smooth moves to actually get himself up, and the timing's perfect. Sunny revealing the back of his scalp.
Aerial still has a smoke. It's too late though.
Starts to swarm into him. Oh, actually Cooper doing the majority of the work here, Ben. All of the groundwork coming through on the back of his Krieg skills. Alu advances, Marky decapitates him, and now Sergey is left in a scenario where potentially he could still save the day. He does have a kit, the Molotov as well, but there is no utility left for eUnited. They have nothing. Their reserves have run completely dry, but they will still have the raw firepower that is in their hands. Sergey advancing out towards the site, launches out the Molotov, suspecting someone in the angle, but there isn't going to be anyone there. So it essentially gets wasted at this point. He does pick up another Molotov though, but no one's faced him. No one's had to react or move out of position off the back of the molly as well. So he might just play to see if he's pushed here. If Cooper extends too far round, it's at least one kill. He could still grab the AWP and get away.
Which it looks like he should do, although quite close to the bomb radius, yeah. So he probably wasn't that far from surviving there. Probably did like 40 damage maybe. But because of how close those rounds have been, it means ENCE pretty much don't have any money left for the most part. But unfortunate timing, I guess, from Aerial there, and he got caught completely stuck between two different opportunities of actual battle. So the buy comes through anyway from ENCE because they recognise our money's not great. They only had one alive anyway. Let's see if we can try and revert this situation. Still have an AWP, that's not too bad. Obviously, Alu can come alive at any moment. Sergey having a deagle, it's not too bad, I guess. Sunny has the M4. Kind of hard to argue a case either way. That's not a good start, though.
That's a good effective trade, however. Sunny trying to look bright into this one as he goes for the push out, finds the opening frag. They do actually blind themselves on the refake. They're all going one by one as well. It was so staggered on the peak, so he's allowed to actually get the opening pick back onto Cooper. Sergey, it's a free shot onto Food, and it was a tasty one nonetheless, straight to the back of the head. Leaves him slumped out on the ground. They're down into a 2v2 here, Ben. This round has been incredibly back and forth in how fast they've been trading all the kills. There is a minute left on the clock. Marky does have the bomb, but he's very low on life.
You could argue that the best weapons have actually dropped on ENCE here as well. The M4's down, the AWP is down, the Deagle's down. An MP9 SCZ. I mean, the MP9's not too bad for range, in all fairness to it. And they just smoke A long, but they're pairing up. I do like the idea of pairing in the system. And if they get to toilets, they'll actually... they'll be very close to hearing us, or they'll get a great backstab, depending on the timing. One of them should clear long. I'm not sure if they'll pair up to do it, though. That's kind of the crucial part here. X7's making the move. And he's going up long as well. This should be an ENCE round.
Thing is, he's got that MP9. But Marky is so low, and Marky's the one who'll get first contact with the trigger discipline as well. It's so nice. They're just going to try and tiptoe their way up. In reality, there's no real reason why eUnited should turn around and face to the rear. He gets the opening kill. Vanity is done for. Aerial sideswipe in and swoop down on Marky. And they do get that round. They're able to clutch it out there in the tense last few moments.
Yeah, very well, nicely played from them. Obviously, Aerial identifying. He can go a different way. X7's already seen them. I'll run the other way, try and find a gun, and then I should get some range on that side. So across the board, a very unlikely round, I think it's fair to say. Especially when you consider they started off with Alu getting picked off, and he had the actual AWP in that scenario. But ultimately, it was a case of the flashbang out long not doing enough. Right, they threw it the first time, he actually blinded Cooper. That nade's not done as much as I thought it would. Ooh. They're trying to commit for this. The Molotov's still up at Monster though.
They've been completely slowed down as well by the smoke wall, and the nades are just shredding them. They're being riddled by shrapnel, and it's slowing them down on the push. Although they're straight in towards the site, there is smokes everywhere. Confusion across the board, but eventually as their vision starts to be restored, they're going to cause some chaos.
They're already at Monster though. Two of them. Too many targets though. Sergey gets one but gets dropped. Aerial returns with one. 3v3 though.
Aerial. He's got the M4 in hand. Teetering on a knife's edge, deciding if he actually wants to go for the extension out. Sunny.
They never saw Sunny at Monster.
He's been able to walk in for free. He's got the angle as well, but he's missing the shots. Luckily, he still gets the kill. He has all of the utility in the world, and he's going to start flicking his way through it rapidly. Launches out the Molotov. This is going to be really useful because Freakazoid is going to be burnt to a crisp. Vanity, however, just sprinting his way in, gets behind them, and unfortunately couldn't actually get the kill. They have just enough time as well. It's going to be the last tick. as ENCE will pick up another round. Tense stuff, though.
That's got to be one of those 0.008 diffusers, right?
Yeah.
Because that was full on last tick. So imagine the scenario if he actually didn't sprint out, because they went on the bomb. If he'd actually held his step for just a half second, he probably wins the round just by maybe luckily going around the corner, hitting Alu, who had the kit.
Well, no one was ready for it. They weren't holding it at all.
It sounds like it must have been a situation where the comms are so hectic that him sprinting all that way just isn't heard.
Yeah.
Which happens more often than not. People seem to forget about that when they watch online, like, or just in general, games like with CS, where the comms are also a factor, right? That's why sometimes people used to say about like NA comms, for example, they're quite loud, quite hectic. And that's true. Like, it's a very true situation where sometimes you need a clear and concise call rather than the same thing 3 times, 4 times, 5 times over and over again when it's happening. It is a buy round though. The bomb plant was a big one. Alu's going to be holding that same angle he held earlier, but it's an AWP this time. Does get flashed up, but he stayed there quite a few seconds.
Yeah, he did. He was just lingering around. He was
very
spotted
bold.
out.
I suppose it wouldn't be Alu if it wasn't a bold player, but he is quite high risk, high reward kind of guy. So separated on the A side, it's kind of scary though.
It's the fact as well that Sergey...
Oh, he's about to... I thought Alu's going to flash for him.
Yeah, he's in a bit of a rough one though here, really, actually. On the position he's playing. Do come around and play this correctly, they should actually be able to isolate him very easily.
Sonny's arrived.
It's lucky he's got the backup coming through now. Flash goes over. He was playing anti-flash. Sonny, close there. Good flick on the first. Does get tagged down incredibly low, but he's still alive. Vanity, he can't really afford to reface this on his lonesome as well. They have to cause a distraction towards the actual site, which they will. They get their way in. Sergey reacts and is supported by X7. So they can now push their way back in towards the bomb site, and it's going from bad to worse fairly quickly as well, Ben. They have a 3-pronged retake set up for this round. Food starts to expand out. He's gone deep into the bank. Does get the backstab off. Aerial has fallen. Marky does get spotted by X7. And as Food returns to the scene of the crime, Sergey will arrest him.
Yeah, I think it's hitting the point where you should go for a pause, right? But the classic situation with CS in general, these rounds have been relatively close, right? It's been 2, maybe 3 alive for ENCE every time they've won. So you're feeling quite close. You're like, we get to the post plants, we just can't hold it down. Which is true. In all fairness, it is true, but the momentum keeps building. You have to consider, they're also getting very hyped every time they win, whilst you're getting even more tilted as the rounds go. So they'll keep getting these buy rounds out, but the grenades are getting lower. There's only so much you can get from that loss bonus. Obviously, it's 4,200 when you get a bomb plant, and lose at the full max bonus, like full max loss bonus rather. But the other side of it is, you are still very close to breaking that ENCE economy. It's a really tough game, because you can keep going the whole way, but you need to break it at some point to make it worth it.
Wow. Okay, well, Sergey gets the entry frag, so he will take down Vanity. Alu falls back towards the site as well after being dinked down to 60 HP. Quite an aggressive opener into this round, not as slow as we've seen previously, but they are still playing it basically the same way. Bomb going to be picked up and they'll sprint it over so they can group up once again and try and kick off another battle for the toilets, whilst Alu could be fed another frag here, Ben. All timing.
Flash just comes through as well. It should be a free kill, but is there a trade possible? Yes, there is. Still a 3v4 though. Sergey. Oh.
Is this man a mechanic?
You didn't see him? Can he actually go for the ace here is the real question. Nah.
No. Sonny denies the 5 potential. Marky's the only one that's left at this point. Oh, the nades are still just bombarding in, blowing him to bits as they land all around him. Some cheeky off angles in play as they're just swarming, just all grouped up like a line of dominoes. Marky's going to reload the Krieg, but there's not really much slaying he can possibly achieve going into this. They're all going to be able to complement each other so easily. It'll be a real struggle for him. Fires off the one shot. That's one. That's 2. Oh, the flicker cross. It was one of those moments where it looks like it just starts going his way. But luckily, they do put an end to it.
But the thing is, that was a 1v4. He got 2 more people down, which means it was actually quite a close round.
Yeah.
If there was a plant, I think eUnited would be buying in.
It made it way more costly than it was going to be.
Yeah, and you can see the effect on ENCE right now. You've got Sunny on 5,200, which fine, that's great. Arlu 44, but then everybody else below 700. eUnited are finally taking it, like, yeah, we're accepting. If we lose this one, whatever, we're going to buy next. Food's probably spent a bit too much. If you get a plant, it's fine. But there's actually quite a lot of utility here. They've got the triple nade, but is there 3 people outside Monster? They know there's nobody on short or towards the boost, though. They might decide to do something different, but look at X7. He's been doing that quite a lot with the MP9. Like, he goes close to the smoke. I think it's a one-way so he can check tight left. And then on his way out, he just kind of shoots just to cause havoc. So triple nade to barrels was the call this time. Doesn't look as good when no kill returns from it. It was much nicer before.
X7. Oh, he's playing the close angle, playing anti-flash, and right now, in a flash, Aerial has just destroyed each and every one of them that attempt to push through. They've all been ripped to shreds. Cooper gets a face full of nade, and this is a horrible spot to be left in. This should surely be the 9th round, locked up by ENCE. As Cooper hits the deck, and Food is just sat there doing a bit of surf.
He kind of needs a kill there. As I said, his buy was a bit too much. I don't think he gets a chance for it.
Oh, he's already been tagged up as well.
He was hoping to find Aerial because he knew he was probably low. Unfortunately, does not get it. That's such an unfortunate situation, though, because you get that first kill. Freakazoid actually does decent damage. Marky, I think, was the one that dinked him. But the player behind is just like, he's killed me. I'm not sure what I meant to do about that. So finally a pause comes out.
It's quite late, though.
You're 9-1 down already. You normally have a better T side than a CT side. It's... Ugh.
That's the thing where it's way more worrying, is because as much as we were talking about it quite a bit, that was where their dominance was coming out from. The T side was way more effective from them. Whereas it looks like ENCE, they're quite eager to let them play this really slow style, and they don't really care. Like, at least with what we saw from Team Liquid, is they were a little bit more zealous in terms of the aggressive plays they went for, whereas that's just not been the case at all from ENCE. They haven't had to as much. Haven't really been pushing the agenda unless it's around where they've actually been down in terms of their firepower, so they feel a bit more freedom to try and go aggro. Also, the B site has been a much, much tougher nut to crack here for eUnited.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue. I mean, think about how Liquid played that A site. Elige was left on his own to go aggressive more often than not.
Yeah.
And that fell right into eUnited's hands. ENCE are just pretty much, if they go aggressive, it's usually as like 3. Otherwise, you're going to see them on site. That nade has absolutely destroyed Food as well. So I said he'd have quite a weak buy. It's weak because of the lack of utility. So he had that one Molotov, I believe he threw it towards B short. And now he has nothing. That Molotov, slightly too early. Yeah, I was going to say, I can't imagine Sergey gets much from that. Ooh. So there's still Sunny inside door, which is kind of the concern here. Yeah, so that's actually a 3v5 now for United. Can they actually capitalise further, is the question, right? Because we've seen them have advantages before. Yeah,
they've been able to actually get quite nice early round leads and then throw it away once they get into the late round. ENCE have done a very good job of being able to trade effectively in these positions, so let's see if that can happen once again. You've got Cooper on the AWP, the big man sniper superstar, as he'll look to try and get an opening pick potentially towards this site. They set themselves up though. Utility is going to light up the skies as it gets cast in towards the bomb site. Food takes a ton of damage from a HE. Next 7 is playing awfully close. Talking about a close, awkward shot though. Alu missing, then capitalized by Vanity. X7 firing off warning shots, but there's a man in the rear, and his name is Freakazoid. As he starts to really put them into a world of hurt, Ben, it all comes down to Aerial. He somehow has to salvage this round. It's a good start, however. Finds the uppercut off onto Marky, pushing his way through as well, bombarding towards long. It was the awkward spam that came out. Potentially, it could have been a nice headshot follow-up there onto Freakazoid. Instead, it gave him an opportunity to battle back, and eUnited finally get another round on the board.
Yeah, that plant was really awkward. It actually wasn't the normal plan. It was slightly... I believe it was like slightly around the corner of the default boxes, which means... So Cooper, if that kill went on Freakazoid there, Cooper would have gone to the regular spot, like near the back of highway, looked towards the bomb site and been like, I can't see it.
Yeah.
And he could have defused that bomb entirely in that time. But as he said, it's another round for them. And obviously Kozlo's, previous 6 rounds were quite close for them. It means we see a slightly weaker buy from ENCE. So the triple nade towards the jump spot results in nothing at all this time. Which I do like that way of using it, because I mean, the only other times you use the HE grenades effectively on this map, typically if you're on B short, for example, you nade over towards barrels, which they did before. But ENCE seems to be pretty eager to avoid doing that. I mean, Sunny did it just now, but because he just saw, well, they triple naded anyway. It's not going to happen again. So Ali took some damage for that.
Yeah.
He ran across the smoke as the spam was coming through. He must have really wanted to move in that case. He's gone back to that same spot again. He got flashed off last time and he held for quite a while. It's because he wants to go for that single shot, which is really risky in my mind.
It could have a big payoff behind it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's really worth the risk you do potentially run of allowing them then to storm their way up towards the A site. Sega would be so isolated at that point. Although United, vintage play start at this point, Ben, with not really much time left.
That second smoke monster kind of makes this push really impossible. If they hold monster fully as that 2, and Sunny covers short for them, it should be easy, but the flashes don't do anything.
Ooh.
Sunny's covered the back, this should be round 1.
Surely this is done. They have no time. They do have the bomb, but it doesn't really matter at this point. You're not going to even get onto the site. They're just going to have to hold. Cooper, fully focused on the angle, expect potentially another peak to come around.
But they don't need to, do they? I mean,
Well,
Sergey's wild and out.
they're just giving it. Oh, all right.
That's another case of right-hand peek, I think.
Yeah.
So I say he's like, I'm fully around the corner. Nah, not at all. But that's another situation where ENCE have given up another death every single time. Like, it feels like they've been a bit overzealous, which, to be fair, if you think about how Ali plays and Sunny in the past has played, they seem pretty... They don't mind having a death if it means potentially getting a kill or 2 in return. But if you're doing that as a team, that doesn't bode well in my mind. Like, it doesn't matter that the score's 10-2, it's just still... You know, you want that high efficiency kind of play, don't you?
It's all about the percentages. But right now, they're just taking a lot of damage straight to the face. Markey already brought down to 50 HP to open this one up. The smoke stops any chance of Cooper causing some shenanigans as well as he clears off short. It's risky for Markey as well. He's so low. Ferro does just tag him up even slightly more. He could be dropped here. He's so lucky that he's still alive in these positions.
Food's walking out. Does he get the kill on X7 there? This is an awkward angle to actually take to, but he gets it.
It's a good headshot, but he's still got more work to do here as he storms in towards the site. He's going to do exactly that, Ben. Gets the follow-up kill. Aerial's taken down. Sunny on the sideline, however, could be so strong. The stopping power this man could have would be unprecedented as he gets one. Follows it up into the second, but it's all on him now. The weight of the world is on his shoulders. Tiptoes his way around with a sickeningly good one-tap to take down Freakazoid. Puts it back into the 1v2. Cooper, if he extends out, Sunny could find the kill. Dancing around the pole, tagging them up, they're both so low, he's got to switch out to the USP, grabs the MP9 instead, and here comes the pain train, baits them out with a fake flash. He's being pushed, Cooper goes in with the P250 and stops the chances of him causing so much chaos in the round.
I can't believe he stuck with that SG for so long. Like, the first kill there, you can see the shadow at the very least there. But it's the fact that he does, you know, he's on 6 spots, he does this lovely little crouch.
Yeah, it was nice.
But the single boop. And even when he was peeking Markey with the actual SG originally, he still tagged him with one of those bullets. Very unlucky. That was basically a 1v5, in all honesty.
It was so close to happening. Ooh, all right.
This is an Alu buy, isn't it?
The blue spruce.
This is very much an Alu buy. And I don't mind it too much. So eUnited did that grenade a lot in the actual Liquid game. That Molotov return. Markey needs to go through the door, doesn't he?
He's going to burn. Oh, all right. He's been able to extinguish it ever so slightly.
He has to
Now
fight.
gets the read. He knows that it's a shotgun. Waiting to chip away at him. Oh, all right. That's a deagle straight to the face.
Sergey's kind of sticking around for more, although he will walk back. Oh, might have taken the wrong exit. Should be an easy one for Cooper to find. Yep. Kind of unlucky that it was a deagle inside door, really, all things considered, because they only had pistols anyway.
That's the thing. Going into it, ENCE had way weaker firepower, but they've utilized it in such a way where it hasn't really mattered. Sunny doing a good Alu impression here, however.
Yeah, both Sunny and Sergey showing up when they need to so far this game. Ooh, I think Cooper saw him. It's right on peak.
Knows,
yep.
yeah.
Right, how does Alu strike with a shotgun here? Because the XM's got decent range, but it's not that, amazing.
Ooh.
Cooper heard him and saw him.
He spotted him out. Yeah.
He should have.
He fully goes into it. At that point, you would have expected him to
God,
hit. He made so much noise. He nearly got the follow-up headshot as well. He at least got them low, but luckily Vanity, he's able to spam down and clean up, as that could have got much more awkward. Instead, it leaves him in this position, 10-4 now, as eUnited have brought it back into a way better spot than they were originally in this first half.
Yeah, considering how it was looking, this is actually a really good recovery. In their minds, they need to get the 5th, really, because that way you don't have to put as much weight on the pistol, right?
Yeah.
Because that's... If you go into a half 11-4, you're thinking, if we lose the pistols, 12, you kind of feel like baited into buying second as well. Oh, Sunny's charging. So he's already at the close rock. Flash will come in, misses everything. Doesn't actually get the kill there. Very quick on the actual shot there from Vanity.
How does Alu opt to play this? Because he could be a huge thorn in their side, really.
Especially if doing a nice bait play there. He's not planning to go for this at all. He's hoping for a re-aggression from another player.
Oh, the timing, however. He is pushing up, Ben.
Ooh, Shadow. Good HE, though. And they actually got monster control, so Alu... It's up between a rock and a hard place, really, in the sense... or, I suppose, an AK and fire. Results in his death, which means 3v4. ENCE... You kind of have to take a bold gamble here, really, don't you? You only got 3 pistols. It's unlikely you manage to retake the site.
Yeah.
So you might as well try and go 3 stack in my mind.
It is probably worth just putting all your firepower in one place. You got the highest chance.
X7's on his way to B.
He is heading over. They're all just going to group up for it. There is a smoke down on short as well, but that's probably going to be gone by the time they even get close at this point. It's been down for a couple of seconds already.
The key entities are those flashbangs on the CT side. So Sergey's just used one, and unfortunately Aerial, he peeked it, but didn't quite get the kill. So they should know there's another player here, 100%. Where do they think he is, though?
Who's going to win? eUnited, a one-barrel-y boy, as he opens it up with the first frag, tries to convert into the second, but he couldn't quite do it. X7 through the smoke. He walks out. No, he thought he had the kill, Ben. It was just the tag, and Cooper strikes back, smites him, and that is the end of the first half. However, there is more action to come after the break.
Walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk on, baby.
And welcome back now to ENCE versus eUnited. Well, we'll continue on here on Overpass, Ben. eUnited are able to claw it back, get themselves at least 5 rounds to play with, and 5 very juicy rounds they were indeed. But ENCE, they're going to be looking for a strong start on their T-side pistol now.
Yeah, looking for that strong start. B short control being taken by eUnited quite early. A combined effort, really. The boost actually spotting the early peak. This is going to be a monster actual push from them. Aerial in a key spot. Actually wins the fight before the flash has even gone off, and he was somehow very close to winning the fight while blind there.
He's Daredevil.
On the T side, I'm actually okay with that trade because you get the information there was at least 3 players there. And you can see the move right now. Alu charging all the way up with Sergey behind him.
Oh, food. It's a nice way to start it off. As he pops their heads clean off. Marky as well, beautiful moves as he bounces his way atop his teammate's head to get a good peer in towards the site. There's the flashbang on the entry. They're going to swarm their way back in. The battle over bank doesn't go too well for Sergey. Cooper punishing 2 of them, and it's 1x7. The P250 curse reigns supreme as he won't be able to find the frags, and he does go down.
I actually like the idea by eUnited there. They retook the site before the bomb went down just because we're all here. We might as well just clear it fully right now. Don't even bother giving them the actual $800 for fun. And it's worked out beautifully, right? I mean, what's quite amusing though is Marky, he was down to what, 6 bullets, I think, in his USP by the end of the round? Kind of concerning if the actual push did slow down, like the first player gets killed, and he has to go back and he's ended up just trying to reload. He's like, I've got 1 bullet. Oh, this is a giveaway round. Freakazoid.
Oh, the moneymaker, Ben. They have all been
Look
fed.
at those flash assists.
Oh, Marky denied the 5.
He denied the 5, but also got the extra $600, so they got $3,000 in kill rewards there.
There you go.
That's cheeky. Very nice. So a combined effort, really. They maximised the potential income, assuming there was no shotguns in play. So what that means is you've got Freakazoid on a lot more money than his teammates actually are. And ENCE, look, even though they didn't get a plan, look at that buy. You know, they very willingly got, I'd say, destroyed on that pistol. It was, what, 1 kill? And then otherwise, they got no kills in the second as well. So at eUnited, I think there was some miscommunication there on what they wanted to do. They've got 4 players towards B right now. And it looks like they didn't go through the short smoke, which was actually to get rid of the Molotov thrown. They want to utilise the 3 MP9s that they did have. And unfortunately for them, it doesn't quite work out.
This could be a struggle. If Sunny went for a confident play here as well, they would actually be pretty exposed right now. Luckily, they've been able to reposition in the meantime. The nade forces him off the angle, so he doesn't fancy running into the unknown. Instead, resets, left on 41 HP. Cooper nearly gets contact there, Ben. The timing is going to be ever so slightly awkward. He backs off, his back's turned, but he isn't going to be visible at least. He can tuck in.
Yeah, eUnited committed quite a long time to having 4 players there. But it's going to get to a point. Cooper needs to actually get the information. And the question is, does he do it at a point where somebody's watching it? Now Sergey's coming back and actually gets he doesn't even get the first shot off in that situation. But obviously this SG, 1 bullet to the head and you're dead.
Like 7. Going to try and give us a good display of that as well. But the bunny hopping of Marky gets him away. This is going to be able to hop himself to safety. Response for the Molotov over towards short, trying to block off the angle. Alu goes all in with the AK. Does get traded on. But that Molotov is about to fade, and they'll be able to push their way in towards the site. They do kick up a fuss in the meantime, but it was only left on the hands of Vanity, and he couldn't withstand the brute force that came through. ENCE, they pick up that round. That's now 11 in their bank.
Monkey's been quite a bouncy boy.
He's been bunny hopping everywhere in
second half, hasn't he? Obviously, in the first half, he does the lovely jump onto the actual boost on short, doesn't he, to get the kill. But on that CT pistol, for example, he was just fully going the whole way around. So because of how nicely done that actual second round was, we can see the difference in money. They still have decent weaponry, in all fairness, on the CT side. But this is a different kind of call, though. ENCE, they're fully committing. Sergey's through.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
He's burning. Luckily, he's been able to actually extinguish it, but he runs straight into the pain train anyway. Aerial's the only one that actually survives after he smites his way through Marky. And now
that's a CT smoke landing on short.
Ooh, okay. Well, they're completely exposed as well as Freakazoid was actually able to push up from the sideline. Food's walking through the smoke, crouched, and his barrel's going to come out, giving Alu clean vision onto that. Cooper he extends too far around, Alu should be able to find the return shot.
Freaks was looking to clear it. Thankfully, though, Cooper does go for a wide peek. So that B rush, a bit forced, I think it's fair to say. Somebody should have had the smoke out for Sergey there. Because he was so far ahead that he should have been able to get that first kill with no hassle. But instead, he has to put the Molotov out himself. Delays him quite a bit. eUnited take a pause, potentially thinking about what kind of buy will ENCE actually have. Because, honestly, we can see the money right here. It shouldn't be a buy. Although if it is, it'll be a terrible one, in my mind. You've got 3 players who have semi-decent money. Sonny's got okay cash, I guess. Like, he's 4250, he can get an SG, smoke, flash, armor. That's not too bad. But Aerial and Alu, they can't even get AK head armor. It's not great. But with the 2 players on 1950, it kind of feels like you should probably buy with them. But it doesn't look like that'll be the case. It looks like it's going to be pistols. They'll drop pistols across to the 2 players with low economy. And see what they can do with the 2 smokes and 3 flashbangs. It's not exactly an unwinnable round, in all fairness. You've got armor on 2 players. You get a rifle on one of them. They get an extra kill. It won't be too bad. Well, Cooper's actually peeking mid, but are they showing? He doesn't actually see anybody.
Classic front toilet smoke goes up. And he's going to be blocked off, but Cooper has the confidence to peek it. Does get the read, but can't actually land the shot. They're all going to be walking through the smoke, but they don't go at the same time. They're going one by one, and they're just feeding themselves to Vanity. He gets 2 of them. Cooper assists with a 3rd. Sonny gets a backstab off, sure, but that's all it was.
Yeah, I mean, you've killed the player who has the UMP.
Yeah.
He's already got, what,
he's
2
made
kills?
way more money back.
As well as a regular kill with the USP. The UMP payoff is already there, and he wins the round. It's not the best kill you can find, although any kill's good, but... Eesh. A bold call, all things considered. Like, it's not like they had a read based on a previous round or anything regarding that front toilet smoke. This looks very different for United, though. Freakazoid being on the actual A side of the map, 4 players A side as well. So Cooper peeking the regular thing he's done all game so far. I think Aerial just used the bomb as a fake flash, or he at least threw it back down the stairs. Which kind of works both ways. Alu. Can't be thinking he actually lands the shot there. Oh. I'm surprised he didn't go through.
Oh. I was going to say this might have actually given Sergey an opportunity to work his way up behind them. They did get distracted by Alu momentarily, but as they then all funnel their way through connector out to face towards short, they just get annihilated. X7 and Sonny both doing a tremendous job of shutting them down and stopping any potential shenanigans developing into the round. Marquis, he's going to really find himself up against a full frontal assault, though, as they are all sprinting in towards the B-bomb site now. They've got control of it. The bomb gets planted, and the only one that's actually still alive is Cooper, AWP in hand, tiptoeing his way back through the tulips to find a potential saving spot, Ben.
Yeah, needs to stay alive. Like, all things considered, they'll still have a buy next round. It's just he kind of needs to stay alive to get a drop across towards Vanity. So, on the end side of things, you kind of would just want to keep 4 alive. Like, as much as the AWP would be great to get rid of, it's much nicer to be able to build an economy on the T side, in my mind. So, quite an unusual round, though. Like, it didn't seem like that mid-push was very orchestrated or, like, well thought through, because it's not like they ran in a certain direction you could see. Like, person A go here, B go here, C go here. It was kind of all over the place, in honesty. Like, Alu should have probably got the opening kill when he actually did get a chance to. Obviously, Sergey inside door gets the 1. They exit through short. They forced themselves out through short, really. Without knowing, are they even on it properly?
That was the play that felt like it was a bit much. Like,
yeah,
kind of not necessary, but sure, if you went for it and it paid off, then yeah. But
it's, like, that's incredibly high risks for not high reward either. Like, because the reward technically should be you get out short, you live. Really, kills are a bonus in that situation. So the question is, what is the reaction off of that then? So obviously, they are always going for an aggressive play. This time at United. Which means ENCE, they take their time actually going forward. Not as much time as we saw previously though. United were much slower on the T side, so that smoke's perfect as well.
Cooper's blocked off. Actually having to back off. Oh, the flick! The transition was lovely, but there was no connection, unfortunately. And now he's going to have to back his way off towards the site. The smoke wall goes up, which will slow them down even more. This is already quite a slow round. We're hitting 50 seconds on the clock at this point as the flashbangs start to go over. From either side, though, as they're trading utility here, then.
That Molotov is a complete waste in my mind, by Vanity there.
There's a follow-up as well.
Like, I understand the highway one, like into toilets. That seems to be like a... If they were planning to come A, it probably would happen in the next 10 seconds. But the one towards long, it's not like it cut the choke point entirely, right? It was just in a very wide area. It doesn't really do much. There's not much time left. Marky's close right of Monster here, but X7's walking out. He started running now thanks to the cover from Food. This could go very badly.
Ooh. Marky peeked off the back of the audio cue from the flashbang as he was playing anti-flash, but they've just got into the site, slain each and every one of the people trying to defend it. Vanity, luckily, really starts to go sick into the round as he gets a free K, one after another, just popping off there with the M4 to clutch that one out. eUnited, at the start of the second half, it honestly looked like they were really just struggling their way into it, and this was probably going to be the ENCE show. However, that has not been the case at all. They look much more awake at this point. They're hitting some absolutely tasty shots, and they've got themselves back in the game, Ben. There's now only 2 rounds difference between either side.
Yeah, an interesting round, all things considered, because it felt like they'd taken a lot of damage just to get through towards Playground there. That's the same Molotov that's been there every time, and Cooper gets even more utility damage onto X7. So we didn't see the utility damage heavily on the T side for United, but CT side, we're starting to see more of it come through. Oh, Cooper needs backup.
Oh, he gets the spot off, but it was such a hard shot to hit. Luckily, they give him a second opportunity and nearly a third as well, as they're pushing him one by one. Cooper, they're literally just giving themselves so many isolated attacks where they can't effectively trade for one another. They're all going towards him one by one, Ben.
Alu?
He's killed 3 of them, but Alu has had enough slaughtering them all, and it's just gone down to Freakazoid. Sonny, he wants to recover the bomb. He needs to as well. They've still got a minute. He grabs it, but he's got to scurry his whole way over towards the B-bomb site. He's going to be sprinting the whole way back around through spawn to link up with Alu. They have 1 smoke and 1 flash, and they also have the upper hand in terms of the positions they're in. Freakazoid is miles away at this point and doesn't realize where they actually are.
I think the greatest concern, though, is Freakazoid normally plays the rotate player on B. So Alu got those 2 kills towards short. Normally, he would be on that B site anyway, which is why Alu, he'd never actually pushed into the site. He held for another push. And instead, they played this correctly in the 2v1. But they do still need to hold for the actual post plan, because he does have a kit. He's got full HP. That smoke finally gives them the information that it is towards this B-bomb site. The door being closed, it depends on how loud the actual comms are in this situation. He's actually going to save. He's going to go for a Cooper's AWP, I imagine. So they surrender the 13th round to ENCE, but you've got to be thinking, Cooper's done an absolute incredible job at A-long toilets there.
Oh, yeah.
Killed 3. Even though being pressured from both sides, he went both sides, killing 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and finally got pushed from that final person. But why have they pushed B short? That's the real question, because you don't need to.
They were in a good spot in the round. Cooper had done so much, and then literally in seconds, Alu struck really hard. And that's netted him a major win there in the grand scheme of things. Putting yourself onto that 13th round position is a huge victory to walk away with. But they still need more, Ben.
He gets the kill on Sergey, which is fine. X7 tries to get the push from the other side, which isn't too coordinated. And, Aerial tries his very best to bait the shot as much as he can. But Alu getting those 2 kills on short changed that entire situation. 13 to 10. Look at the buy that's come out from United as well.
Double mag 7.
1 without armor, bear in mind. I suppose you don't need armor with that weapon, right? You shouldn't need it, rather. Could be rough if he actually advances. He shouldn't go any further than the corner he's actually stood on there.
Right, well, let's see if this Professor Chaos special is going to pay off. If they do get in close range, Ben, he can definitely do some damage. As they are pushing their way towards him. He's on the angle. He should be ready for this.
It really depends on how good the flash is or what they prioritize with the flash. Sunny goes without a flash, doesn't actually care whatsoever. Gets the kill regardless, but there's an immediate trade though. Cooper using that AWP.
Yeah, gets the wallbang off. The whole unit is on the move as well. All three of them just sprinting their way up towards the A site off the back of the contact they've had. They are going to go for a bit of a big man stack over
They're already
there.
here.
They're out through long. The smoke goes up. They'll get the read off that. Cooper, he has to try and reposition because of this as well, knowing that he'd be so open. Freakazoid giving you the 101 on Max 7 use, though. It's a huge tag. Softens up Aerial so much. He doesn't have that much sustain left in him. He's on 42 HP. X7 is still over by Connector as well, and there's 35 seconds left on the clock. If they want to try and go for a gamble late round B play, they could do so. It depends what they're going to do with it. They've still got time. They've still got control of this round, but they are heading their way out towards the A site. Cooper, hard scoped in, ready for the push to come through. In reality, he probably gets this initial pick here. They make noise as well, so it makes his life so much easier. There's the first. X7, he has to channel his inner godlike strength. Gets the double kill. You've got 5 seconds, though. You need to go for the frag. You're not going to be able to plant the bomb. He's got to sprint away. Food realizes this. He was safe to just sit in a defensive angle. And eUnited get another round.
He got the AWP as well. Next, that's the classic. I've found something to plus left.
Yeah.
That's a really awkward round in some ways because it looks like they were charging up long before they the actual players rotate onto the site, right? It kind of goes both ways. Obviously, from our point of view, we're thinking, why have they not just charged immediately and taken the gamble? But at the same time, it's like if there is a player there and they flashed it and then they killed that person, it looks great. 13-11 though. This has probably been one of the weakest games in terms of overall full buys I think I've seen in quite a while. I don't think many teams, either team has had more than, say, 7, maybe 8 full buy rounds. If you do it by equipment value, they probably have, but it's there's been a lot of missing utility across the board. So with 2 SGs, Sunny and X7 having them. Cooper's been so good with this AWP, this map.
Oh, that's the peek into him from Sunny. No opportunity to actually get a second frag though, as Aerial's galeeled him out of the server. Vanity with a UMP, not actually going to get the kill, Ben. He leaves Sergey on 4, literally 4 HP. Bounces in towards the site to go for the bomb plant as well, and eUnited are probably just going to concede this one.
That's a really awkward round to lose though, because Vanity should be getting that kill 99 times out of 100. We'll accept that's the one, right? Because that's... It's very rare that you actually get the full 180 to the exact location, right? But Cooper potentially overstepping a bit, right? He's been in that seems to be his role on this map anyway. He just goes on his own, path on towards A, peaks things. If he gets the kills, you're great. If he doesn't, there's nobody there to support him.
Yeah. So
we saw the effect of nobody there to support him. He only gets the 1. If you're trading 1-for-1 with their AWP on A side Mirage. Overpass, sorry. I'm got to be thinking that's perfect, right? Because frankly, the AWP is such a nuisance when it comes from that A site. That's such a weird trade as well, just on the way he died, because it felt like Cooper probably could have got a second.
Yeah.
He's forced into a scout this time as well. Eek.
Definitely doesn't have the same ring to it. At this point as well, the fact it's 14-11, so ENCE, they're so close to closing this one down. Oh, it doesn't matter that it's a scout though. He still slumps out Alu.
It's a good nade as well. Putting themselves in a very good position here, but if they burst, they might catch them off guard.
Oh, Aerial straight in. Oh my goodness, the Sunny as well finds the follow-up frag back onto Food. X7 fancies a piece of the pie. And that is Marky done for. It's all down to Cooper and Vanity. They don't really have the best weapons for a retake of this stance. But they're going to give it a damn good try, it seems. Vanity on the full rotation around. Cooper peering from above, seeing what he can spot out. If he can hit a headshot with it, the scout will still do an awful lot of damage. But Vanity,
he wants the AWP.
He's going for the full rotation, yeah.
He can't seem to find it. I'm going to guess that Sergey did actually go and remove it, or was it actually on the body? Yeah, it must have been removed.
Yeah, he's probably picked it up and been able to take it out of there at this point.
In which case, wouldn't it not be on the hedges? I don't think you'd be able to get it anyway, but like, yeah. It has to be around that survey unless you drag it all the way back to T-point with you, which is really... oh, there it is. He actually took it all the way to Club Bunny. That was his entrance fee.
That was his +1.
Yeah, that works better, actually. So 15-11. eUnited feels like they were dragging themselves back into the game, but they've had so many different little slip-ups the whole way through. A similar story to the Liquid game, I suppose, but not as many... like unlikely rounds, right? Like they made a good comeback. It was what 10-5 at the half, and consider they won the pistol. Yeah, it's quite a difficult one, but I'm not sure what you can actually go for in this tactical timeout because a lot of the rounds you relied on Cooper with his AWP. He has a scout again. He did get a kill with the scout last round, but there hasn't been much else to support him on the CT side other than that one round from Vanity. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, round 27 could very well be the last round of the game here, potentially, as eUnited, they don't have the best firepower in the world. We've got two Famises, a Scout, and a UMP coming in strong for them in this one, whereas ENCE, they are armed to the teeth, looking like a bunch of mighty warlords right now. Let's see if they can cause some chaos into this one, Ben. The early nade goes out. Cooper going to get slowed down ever so slightly, but it won't remove any confidence from him. Still goes for a wide swing and tags up Alu.
Yeah, good tag, but at the same time, Marky took damage towards B as well. So 30 HP on two of the players that are alive on either side. So short control is achieved. Connector control essentially achieved as well. But the thing is, what do you actually do with that information that you have right now? Sunny's planning to take it though. The flash has to come in. I thought for a second Food was just staring at the flashbang. But alas, he gets the kill on Sunny, and that's actually another man advantage. We saw the same last round. There's no opportunity for a quick play from ENCE this time, though. Although that might be negated right now. Trade is already through, so 4v4. 45 seconds, looks like they're going to be walking through Monster. Marky at barrels. If he can remain undetected, he could be the actual linchpin in this defense.
Trying to bombard their way in towards the site. Marky with the CZ from quite a distance actually gets the kill back onto X7. They're dancing around the pole, hoping to delay. Freakers up with the UMP comes in clutch though, and this puts them in a way better position. Alu's only on 1 HP. He's got an AWP in his hands, and now he doesn't have a head. Physically removed there by Freakazoid as eUnited keep on for another round at the very least.
So, I mentioned Marky being at barrels being the key part in that defense. Alu tried to do the Molotov from outside Monster over towards barrels, and it hit the wall in front of him, and actually delayed him getting through Monster. And that meant somebody on B short had to throw the Molotov from short instead, which meant the Molotov could have gone somewhere else. Marky then pushed out, got that kill, as you saw, which meant he was able to get out fully. There was no issue, and it kind of won the round, really. But that's a concern, though, if you've got situations like that occurring. Alu, Vanity had no idea about that potential. The Molotov normally lands on that mid-flooring and stops that actual peak from happening so early. Cooper's remaining ahead, though. He wants to keep that map control in theirs. And they're taking B short control again. They saw the door close, but Sunny's in the corner.
No, they walk straight into it, Ben. They've been absolutely sideswiped. Alu closing it down essentially at this point as Cooper's going to be killed. And it's all on Freakazoid. There's no chance. Sergey pushes in towards the site. They are going to close it down and win that one in a 16-12 fashion as ENCE overthrow eUnited here on the first map of this best of 3, Ben.
Yeah, and that is eUnited's pick as well. 16-12. They're the same result that they had against Liquid. A lot of situations where they should have done better, but ultimately they've got to be thinking about map 2.
Yeah, map 2 that is going to be coming up after the break. For now, though, we'll leave you with his replay.
Take life. crush the claws that hold you back. Falling down, you get back up. 'Cause you are old, and you're breaking through your rivals till they know you're a warrior. Walk through fire, try to keep your eyes closed. 'Cause you wanna lie in silver for your own. Don't take liars.
Potentially where ENCE can walk away with a 2-0 victory in the series if they look as hot as they have done, but they're going to need to carry on that form. Let's find out now as we delve into the deeper reaches of Train, our second map in this series, Ben.
So that's quite an interesting set of grenades bought by X7. So it's quite rare you see no flashbang bought at all. It immediately makes me think this is going to be a B after plant situation. He'll have a Molotov, he'll stay upper. But the fact that they're just rushing straight in, the smoke hasn't even gone down. The Molotov comes out towards C, so this is actually a different way of doing it. I like the idea of it. So the Molotov goes in towards Z, it's going to be a full 5v5 retake.
They've already got complete control
look
of the
how
B
far ahead
site.
they are.
The smoke goes down, so they effectively can't push through connector unless they're going to flash the way out. It looks like they were contemplating it, and Fu does fully go for it. He's out through the smoke, but they just run straight into the crosshair of a madman with a Glock who's doing damage across the board. Luckily, the brothers, they're always coming to the strength and the saving grace of eUnited, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to save this round, as Freakazoid is the only one that's left. He gets the whole way behind him, however. They don't have a kit, and they have spotted him out. They know of his angle. Actually, they're not.
He gets the kill.
Completely exposes himself. He gets one kill, but there isn't any time. The round is going to go down. And ENCE do walk away with a pistol, but at least it got a little bit awkward there.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a pistol go like that.
No.
In the sense that all 5 CTs, or 4 CTs in CT spawn, battling out with one player in Z, and all the Ts are also just there. Like, that's such a weird one. But ultimately, like, if you try and replicate that yourself or something, you end up having a situation where the CT player in Z actually gets like 2 kills because the smoke wasn't used in the way that you'd expect it to. Nevertheless, though, look how quickly they're going out here. The confidence is flowing. Arlu, he is going.
Oh. He's already up close towards the SOP sign at this point. Mac 10 in hand. Aerial done for. Marky should run straight into him, but he wins that fight somehow. Marky's walking away dominantly with the deagle until he's punished eventually by Sunny. Recovers himself an AK as well. Starts to slay with it as he picks up 2 kills. And from a round that seemed like it could have been awkward from the back as some damage coming through from Marky, quickly returns to favour of ENCE.
Yeah, decent recovery, all things considered. Like, the 2 kills that Marky got were very unsuspecting, I think it's fair to say. The first kill he got was the AK, and from what we saw, Arlu should have been jumping right at him. But it might be in a situation where you jump around that corner, he hits you mid-air first shot, you're trying to spam back, you don't get a single hit, and he actually hits you just as you land again. Which, you know, not ideal, but the recovery was great enough that you had 3 players live anyway, so you're not too concerned. They're actually just pushing straight. I'm surprised they didn't just choose to die in the Molotov. It felt like one of those situations. But I suppose Marky has the P250. Don't want to really just give away that $300 you already expended.
They're taking so much damage already, though. Cooper's on 3 HP. Cooper's now dead. Vanity's been dinked down an incredible amount. And the worst part is, if Aerial gets any more of these kills, he's going to make so much bank. And he's also got backup.
Look how many players are on CT stairs. Sunny could have a field day if he actually peeks the angle in a nice way. Just because it's headshot angles with the USB.
Or even if he at least distracts them, so we could see some more potential aerial assault. So he really does make money with that Mac 10. He's trying his luck. Oh,
He's had
down to
two
1 HP and he'll get away. Oh no.
I would probably just given the Mac 10 to Sunny and let him try and hunt, because he's got more health.
Just send him in on a suicide mission.
Sunny has to make noise with that. Oh, he actually silently did it.
Oh, send him.
Oh, there was a player tight right. It would have been very scary. So Sunny, because he had the USP, he's able to drop the AWP across. So Alu keeps his money quite high. It's probably the healthiest economy we've seen so far between these two teams, in all honesty. I don't think either team has actually been able to build a bank through the entire first map, at least. So let's see how this AWP battle goes. Cooper, I feel like he had the upper hand through Overpass, in all fairness. He had, what, 25 kills at the end of it? I'd say about 12 of those are easily AWP kills as well. Something like that. So I'm not sure if Food will have heard the scope on that. He'll have heard the player actually land near the actual drop. Depending on if he heard the scope, it changes how things are going to go. So Cooper's actually towards this site anyway. He scoped on the lower ramp. Single flash comes through. He actually hits the players then as well.
Cooper spots them out, gets the adjustment off. That's a kill back onto Sunny. So much damage done from the fire. Oh, the Krieg and the AWP doing very systematic work of picking off the eUnited boys that start to come back towards the site. The Molotov finally gets its revenge on Alu.
Did he go on the ladder?
What?
He must have gone on the ladder, right? It felt like his aim went a bit to the
Suddenly
side,
his
right?
accuracy just went out the window, yeah. But now
So
it's
this
in the
B-hold's
X7
worked out really
left.
well, in all fairness. Like, considering Cooper didn't actually get the opening kill when they came down the ramp, like the flash pushed him off perfectly, but he got some damage down anyway. Not a bad round. He just missed.
Yeah.
I think. I thought he
spam than a
moved
tap.
right a bit, but evidently not. That's a rough one. If he gets that kill, it changes the round completely. So I mentioned the money on the actual ENCE side was pretty much all right, and we can see evidently it still is. Only missing one grenade. Cooper will be going for that B-holes pick though. The flash from Food will come up the ramp. Not a perfect flash for this peak, but the Molotov should send him away either way. He actually stays and gets the kill.
That works out quite nicely, actually. He's only knocked down to 70.
Yeah, that's really, really good. And the reaction from it, see if they can get anything towards outside. Aerial.
Freakazoid. Nearly got tapped down by
Marky's
Aerial,
just
just going
burning.
for the cheeky tap.
That's 100 health down. He just stood in it the whole way.
Aerial's been forced back. He can trade it out towards the AWP. He spots them out as well, as they're just bouncing around towards the site at this point. Meanwhile, over at Ivy, X7, trying to play his cards right. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out too well on the timing. He walks into the crosshairs of Vanity, goes down, gives him a free Krieg, and now there's only a minute left on the clock, with 2 players left on the side of ENCE. They're both set up to converge on the site at the same time. Aerial with the AWP picks off the first as Freakazoid is removed from the equation. Flashbangs go over. They've still got 2 more flashes and a smoke to work with. Elevated angle and play though for Food, and it is an easy clean up there.
Yeah, he has absolutely cleaned his plate there, hasn't he? Left no food. 2 to 3 should be an eco round coming from ENCE, although I can definitely see like a half buy coming from them though. There's enough money to get some like pistol armor on some of the players. You probably need to drop maybe P250s for 2 of them though. But that was a really nice control on the spray there. So ultimately, I mean, the United CT side, I could see there seems to be some cohesion at the very least, right? They seem to be understanding. I'm going to be here, you need to be there, that sort of thing, right? But the question is, how will things go if they actually end up with a situation where they don't get an AWP in play? Because I feel like it revolves around Cooper's AWP. We can see him peeking B holes. It means they can leave Food more towards Z. A single flash is here for the burst. I don't think that will get them too far.
No, it's done absolutely nothing. They've just run straight into Vanity.
He's on the one.
He's destroyed each and every one of them at this point. Sunny, lucky to still be alive, eventually goes down as Freakazoid will be able to dispatch the last 2 men. And it is now tied up.
Yeah, 3 to 3, you lose 1 player. It's not too bad, I guess. It wasn't really a heavy investment round from the ENCE guys. So let's see how ENCE do on this Baron. So we've had, what, 3 buy rounds in the 3 rounds, or 3 buy rounds now, counting this round as well, in the last 4. I feel like if you're ENCE and use this one, you're contemplating a pause, you probably give it 2 more maybe, just to see how that goes, because you only need, what, 6 T rounds really, to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So Cooper aggressing towards A this time. We normally see him towards B. So how awkward would it be if Marky actually doesn't remove himself from ladder if a smoke or a Molotov comes in, which... So that will delay any push there.
Cooper.
Very patient on this.
With the first to get the opening contact kill, though, into this round, as he is waiting for the extension to come out. Aerial's just holding it as well. Backup is arriving in the form of Alu. They jump spot out. Cooper doesn't stick around for too long, though, so Alu can't get the trade. And Marky actually gets the initial pick. He is left very low, though. Not too much health to play with. The drop through the ladder.
Let's try to go back up.
As Marky will also hit the floor. Cooper spots out an X7 that is just leaping all over the place. Continues to jump at him. He doesn't actually land the shot with the AWP either. And now they're back into such a tight position, but they're rotating off. They're going in towards the B site. Food. Rapid rotation, but it won't save them. He still goes down. Sonny's got 2. He'll be hungry to get a 3rd kill, but he is denied. A bullet delivered straight between his eyes. It's Vanity. Now suspecting a potential push from the A site, but both of the 2 remaining Ts are down on B.
I think he's just going to say if he wants to get the AWP out. So Cooper's AWP in between there. So all things considered, Marky actually nearly burnt to death again in ladder. Just then, that actually wasn't off of the fight he had towards the player that ran A main. That was another Molotov in there. It just didn't get the back corner in ladder, which... I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get a Molotov that does go far enough in to cover that and then force him into either that tight corner, like right beneath you. So they might need to do some adjustments on that, I guess, to utilise it. But if he's going to be playing like that every round, I feel like if you're ENCE, you're welcoming it. Like, that's an easy pick, in my mind. 4-3, though, so... This was such an awkward battle.
It was a really weird fight. Like, the constant jumps, the fact there were 2 shots that almost should have hit and nearly hit both times. That's a frustrator of a duel.
Yeah. I think the awkward bit, though, is for the fact that Cooper... He actually got tagged when X7 did that jump peek as well. So you're like, how's he hitting me? Like, how does that work? A B-side play. Cooper's going towards upper again. We've seen how he does before. He stands in the mall if it's there. But they're not ready for it. He's done it, like, what, 4 rounds already this half?
I mean, they're lucky to actually get away with their lives at that point. Sure, they're low, but they are still alive. Alu.
The reaction, though. Straight out A main. They understand there's got to be 2 players there.
Suspecting once again the market potentially could be playing close in towards Hot Dog. Instead, he's on top of the bomb train, and now he's dead. As Sergey finds the early frag. X7 leaping into action as he bounds his way through. He got Freakazoid so low, and they're then going to set him on fire, as he will be taken down very, very quickly. Cooper and Vanity are the only 2 that actually remain into this round now, and they're not in a good position, as there is a man hunting them. Sunny spots them out. The adjustment wasn't good enough. Luckily, Vanity will get the kill with the Famous. He can try and save the AWP. That's going to be his main goal, but they will hunt him here, Ben.
It's a good hunt to go for as well. They understand how much reliance there is right now on that AWP. Should just be a case of when he dies here. So 5-3. This was the concern I had, though. Right, how do eUnited play when they get put into a situation where they will not be able to get an AWP into the next round? Regardless here. If they get kills, it changes things. But right now, you want to have a player on 46-50. And unfortunately for them, it's not Cooper either. So that'll be a case of having somebody on glass cannon on something else, unless you give him the AWP. Which right now, that's not what you want. So Freakazoid's got single nade. Nobody else is in with his idea. I think he's just nading A main. If there was another 2, might have got the kill.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the tank.
The airstrike again. Oh, it is actually. They've gone for the APC, but it's not going to work out too well. Everyone's going down very quickly into this round. The only one that actually puts up a good fight is Freakazoid. Food left on 8 HP. With the response, though, at least makes it very costly for ENCE in the round. They will still win it, but they're going to have to spend a whole lot more money to reinvest off the back of losing 3 players there.
Vanity got the kill. So that's the possibility that you can have. You can have an AWP in play, but it means whoever buys it will have no armor. And you don't want to make them give it to Cooper and then have no armor with whatever weapon Cooper gives them. So let's see how this works out then. So Vanity having the AWP. This will be their learning test of, does it have to be Cooper as the AWP? Or can we actually just make sure we have one on the map no matter what? So he's actually playing towards Ivan, watching that Olaf push.
Ooh.
Not a good start.
No. It could have been a very effective early pick into the round. Instead, it's a bit of an awkward miss, and it does reveal their hand. Alu as well. Straight back into the fight. Gets the trade onto Freakazoid. Cooper, though, he doesn't need an AWP Ben. He's just as effective with an M4 in his hands as he does some very damaging slaughtering into this one. And looks to add to that even more. The extension outworks out so well. It's probably a benefit he didn't have it right now. He's been able to be so mobile with this M4 that he's massacred everyone.
Yeah, and he actually will be able to retrieve an AWP inside there if he really wants to as well. Sergey, I can't imagine he gets too much done here. It's an awkward position to be in. You can probably assume somebody is in A main. But coming out of ladder, there's so many different angles you have to check. Marky's in a lovely off angle as well. He actually peeks into him as well. Gave him a chance. But that means Cooper grabs an AWP, so they've got 2. So let's see how they do with that, actually. So Cooper's basically been playing towards B anyway. He's been just going upper repeatedly. ENCE haven't seemed to learn that he has been doing that over and over again, either despite getting a kill there. So let's see how they actually utilize this, rather. Vanity will be going towards Ali as usual. Looks like Cooper's going to be going Z instead. Oh, actually the lower pick. There's 3 players going towards B, so this is different. But look at the grenades from ENCE. This is very different. They're probably going fast 3 Ali.
So they try and get Ivy control here. They're still going to have to waste some time, wait for those Molotovs to extinguish. They want to go for the run boost jump face. Alu glides through the air gracefully, looking like the true acrobat that he is.
Ooh, this is so aggressive. The concern is for ENCE, they have nobody here. He's boosting a player up as well to make sure they clear from a different angle. If Food goes all the way around, it's probably round 1. Like, this information alone should win you the round regardless, in my mind. Like, Cooper clears ladder as well. They wasted a smoke, unfortunately, but that's whatever. Food, he can either cut off the rotate completely towards B, or he can push further and gain A main control. Looks like he's just going to hold that rotation. That nade's come out at such a good time.
Ooh, nice bit of damage. Not too much, but at least a good way of slowing things down ever so slightly. 50 seconds left. They push their way out. Vanity still wielding the AWP. Snipes down the first man before he has to quickly escape out of there and get into a better angle to have a higher chance of surviving. But there's Cooper up to his old tricks with a weapon, as he will find that pick back over onto Alu. Aerial as well, punished. And Cooper finally strikes again. A further pick back onto X7. And eUnited get themselves a 5th on the board now.
Yeah, the double AWP is actually working out for them. 2 kills from Cooper there, 1 from Vanity.
I mean, it's CT side train, right? If there's a map and an opportunity where you can actually get that many scopes out and be super effective with it, this is definitely going to be the map for you.
It's not even a case of just actual like sniper rifle scopes either. Like, you know, we had the org changes come in a year ago now, actually. I think it's just, 1 week away from being a year? Which was actually the economy change as well, which it's crazy how time flies, I suppose, in that sense. But let's see how this goes. There's no investment from ENCE here. Food's going to be tested. He does have Cooper backing him up, though. But the question is, will they get a bomb plant? They shouldn't be able to. Especially with the good utility they have, actually, on Food and Cooper. The only thing they could do with is an extra HE grenade. But should be fine regardless.
Cooper gets the first, but Food does the rest of the damage. Just one by one, they go out towards him. Alu wants to get the plant. Is he going to get away with it? Yes, he will. They will ignite him, but it's a little bit too late. He's at least got the bomb down.
Yeah, Food did not prioritize what the actual potential was there.
Yeah.
Should have been getting the HE grenade out, hoping you tagged him in some way. Obviously, he won't know that Alu still had 91 health, but that's still low enough you can kill him in 1, right? So the fact that they got the plant still off of that means they do get a lot more utility in play. 6-6 as well, consider United chose the CT side. I said that ENCE probably were looking at for like 6 to 7 rounds. They've already got the 6. They might even get 9. But they need to get through that double up.
Alu, he's not had the most outrageous T half with Yorp. But moving on over to the CT half, he could definitely be a huge nuisance. That Molotov, though, is a major problem. Everyone getting ignited there. Aerial takes a lot of damage, fought down to 44 HP. Alu left on 75. And Cooper, he's been so confident in these early game plays. Vanity as well, coming in strong, as you said, just bombarding them down. It has left someone sat nicely on the pallet.
Ooh. Like, Seven's actually managed to walk out. But Food somehow gets the kill. Things are going from bad to worse, it seems, for ENCE on this T side. They can't deal with the double open play. Like, you can see they had a clear idea of what they wanted to do in A main there, but immediately the Molotov lands right on exactly where they wanted to actually go for the boost. So eUnited, this should be a pistol buy with armor coming from ENCE. It means they might be able to actually win out the half, pushing it to at least 8 rounds. The question is, would that be enough, though?
I don't know. Like, yeah, sure, it put you in a pretty good position at the end of this half, right? But then as well, it's T-side. And that pistol is still a big momentum boost.
Yeah.
Like, coming straight back into it, they're going to have their head screwed on very firmly. And once you've got to play like Alu on the AWP on CT side as well, it makes it so much harder. Trying to gain IV control here and just rolling with the punches off the back of the pistols they actually have to play with in this round. You have Sergey. You've given him an AK-47. The spray down won't actually kill him. And this is where it starts to get rough. Wildly spams back through the smoke, almost getting the connection across. Vanity. If he fully extends out, it looks like Sergey might be set up. Dispatch him. He does know where the bomb is, so shouldn't really push unless it's absolutely necessary, but he's already crossed. You've dinked Cooper down to 16 HP. Luckily, Vanity kills him on the reface, or that could have been horrific.
The worry is that those kills ultimately mean nothing at this point, right? We look at how much money United have accumulated over that time. So many of their gun runs were just clean as anything. So we have a situation where that really didn't mean too much, right? Sergey will be thinking, I could have definitely won that round. He should have probably killed Vanity when he did peek, because he really shouldn't have peeked at all. It was a very unusual one. But the question is, can United get to the actual 9 rounds on the CT side? I feel like it's absolutely needed. So I'm not sure how much faith I have in that T side. And finally, they get Cooper out of position and with a flashbang as well.
Ooh. Doesn't get the follow-up, but they are into a 4 versus 4 aerial. What? Doesn't get the kill. Marky's able to turn on him. The M4 madness reigning supreme. Alu just appears out of nowhere like some kind of magician.
They've actually gone B with bomb, though. They haven't planted yet, though. They're waiting for a rotate. So the rotate did actually get the information that it is there. This plant is difficult to deal with as a CT, because it's got such a wide angle view. It's good for APA, it's good for CT, and you don't have control of that bomb site anymore.
Oh, all right. Just goes fully in for the contact play with the scope, although when he does start to go aggressive again, he runs into the awaiting arms of Sunny. It won't take any time to mess around. Gets the kill. A little bit paranoid about where the potential pushes could be coming from, though, as he looks back over towards Connector. Food, making noise now. Ooh, but he's so exposed, Ben. He gets shot up. They have to fully commit to it. He will kill him, but it's left in the 1v1. They don't have much time. Sunny with a beautiful way to end the first half there as he does some disgusting things with that Krieg. Find out how this one is going to go in the second half after break.
Streets, I see you foes trying to trap me, but I don't run like a track meet, even though I'm #1 like an athlete. And the way I maneuver around you and through you, I'm coming and I'm bound to pursue you. I'm everything that you knew of, plus more. What's in store is I'm about to get to ya. Sleepless nights, better think this twice before you step to me and come and speak with strife.
There's a lesson when you reach my life. It'll be chin checking and I'll treat you right. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise when I'm through my eyes. Seen many go, seen many come. Seen that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge. I'll beat anyone. I'm the one. I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one. I'm right here. I get it in. I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. Cause I ain't taking no losses. And I don't even care what the cost is. Are you prepared for the forces I'm about to bring? Cause I'm the boss of all bosses. I penetrate your thoughts and fill them with doubt. You gon' feel where I'm coming and feel what I'm about. If they come in with the drama, I'm wheeling them out. Cause I ain't about to have somebody here stealing my clout. I keep my friends close, enemies closer. Cause that's the way it is and the way it's supposed to be. Anybody can see there's only room for one, and that one is me. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge. I'll beat anyone. I'm the one. I'll be quite clear.
(8-7) was the scoreline there at the end of the first half. eUnited bringing it back and looking quite dominant, actually, once they started to get into the swing of things. It was the double AWP setup that was a real big game changer, but now they're on the T side, Ben.
Yeah, T side, and we've had a bit of a curse with the United T side, haven't we? Whoever gets that P250, you're doomed to die.
Well, Freakazoid, he's got the weight on his shoulders going into this one. Let's see if the curse still holds up.
He's giving it a chance.
Ooh.
Oh, he actually deals the first bit of damage this time.
Success. Curse
Last
is broken.
time, you know, he died. That tick bite turned into a headshot.
Yeah.
It's quite rough.
Oh, wow. That's a big dink.
The rotate should be here, but it's going to be a bit too late to actually help him. He gets decent damage out, at the very least, but that's the bomb site taken.
Yeah, they've been able to swarm their way on. Let's see if there can be a nice effective retake here from ENCE. They're going to have to wait for the bomb to go down unless they really want to try and push their agenda early on. The bomb has only just arrived. Cooper was a little bit late to the party, fashionably late as always. Now they're into the 4 versus 5 retake situation. In terms of the utility, they've got 2 flashbangs and 1 smoke. They do have a kit as well. They're slowly pushing up and hoping to just chip away. That's a good way to start things off, though, as they start swinging. Aerial gets 2. Food and Marky done for. Cooper as well. Going to be blown to bits. And it's all left on Vanity. He can't really go for a wild play. Instead, he's going to have to let it slip out of his hands. He does get 1 as they bombard towards him, but it's now been tied up instantly off the back of the opening pistol here on the second half.
Yeah, the kind of crazy bit is Ali for the pistol bought a smoke, nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. So he just kind of sat there with $500 extra, which I guess if you really want to be kind of picky with your money, he's the AWPer, right? That extra $500, if he's done the full maths behind it, he might be able to do something different. But he actually goes straight for an M4 with Kevlar, so it's not like he got head armor with it. It's very interesting in that regard, but that was a scout that actually got taken out in their main there as well. Because this is actually a force buy from eUnited. Obviously, with the bomb plant, you probably do go for that instead. The SG's not really been given a chance just yet. Cooper and Freakazoid wheeling both, and they're both at alley. The A main control, they actually flashed in, but they didn't go in towards it. There's nobody towards Ivy. They'll only turn around when that smoke goes down.
Sunny now focusing on them. Spots out 2, fires off the shots, but it's not going to pepper spray them up and leave them low. Instead, it's just going to spook them ever so slightly. Alu waiting by the steps, hoping to be in a better position here as Food will advance. Timing could be everything. They fire off the warning shots. He'll go in for a critical strike and at least get 1 opening kill. There's some madness going on there as well with the jump in MP9.
That's certainly something. Oh, that flashbang. Oh my god.
Still going for the jump shots. He got the kill.
Wow. The SG's picked up by Vanity, but there's no way he gets back. I mean, if that's one way to cause a ruckus and be a distraction and be the flying Finman.
Yeah.
Like
straight through the air. Gets that kill on Cooper.
Even better when you actually do get a kill, as he said. So Ali gets an SG in his hands. It means that eUnited have to actually eco 1 more. There's 2 Deagles in place. It's actually not as much of a pure eco, but more or less consider this should be an ENCE round, unless things go awry very quickly.
Ivy control going to be battled for. X7 pushes out, but it's more of a control play.
eUnited have heard that noise and really want to bite on that actual attack. Look at them all. They've got 1 player towards B. He has the grenade, so it's not like they can flash and try and isolate that one guy. Are they going to run boost? Oh, that nade. It doesn't do as much as I thought it would. 1 player took so much more damage. Oh, X7 really wants to fight this. That'll do it though. Extra support from Sunny.
Marquis grabs the Deagle of his fallen brethren. Oh, it's a very lovely shot to land, but it is only going to be the 1. Can't actually get anything else out of it. No more bang for his buck. And Vanity, just with a Glock, sprinting around on the site, trying to cause a bit of a distraction. And they're all going to be coming out to play. And ENCE, off the back of that, now put themselves on a 10-8 scoreline.
Yeah, 10-8. It's kind of hard to judge what the actual call was on that eco round. I think it was a case of Alfake that were rushing B, and then suddenly that Ali contact came in, so they were just all of them flocked towards it and just kind of looked at it like a bright light when you're a moth sort of thing. And he just kind of threw the smokes and stuff at B and was like, you guys have died before the fake's gone off. It's like, whatever, it's fine. We'll carry on. 10-8. So a lot of early utility used towards A main. Nothing quite pressuring Freakazoid too much, but it does take some light damage. The further grenades makes you think they might be trying to go for that A main control. Oh.
That's always a new favourite now as well. It's a very nice way of clearing drop. Yeah.
They did it in a better way than most people have been doing it, in my mind. because they managed to both land at the same time next to each other, rather than on top of each other, which I suppose it depends how much of a difference is there doing the actual on top. Does it mean that you get the player on top who lands first and gets accurate, or if it's the other way? They're actually going to go for the boost. Sergey? Oh no, they actually go smoke instead. If they were to boost though, Sergey is definitely an angle where you might be able to see him, because he's doing the actual right at the back of B, where you're on the ladder and checking upper and lower. So, you know, the slow T-side seems to be a common trend with them, no matter the map.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see much of Mirage's T-side. But on Overpass, this seems to be the situation they went for most times. So it looks like it's going to be a fake towards B, which might actually force a third player towards B, though. It depends on if Sonny believes in this actual play. Which he does.
They're backed off towards Pop Dog. It doesn't work out at all in the fashion that Vanity wanted it to. Freakazoid eliminated there, but Marky, a huge double kill coming into play. Food also picking up the counter frag back onto Alu, but X7 in the backline could cause not only a distraction, but disruption to the play here from eUnited. He's just going to try and play it a little bit slower, straight up the ladder, toying with them as his teammate comes out to assist. Sergey gets the frag, but here's the backstab.
For both teams in some senses. Like, we've got two SMGs.